Okay, now we're on to our kicks under our first strike. So we have two kicks, Yokogiri Kiyage and Yokogiri Kikomi. So just like during your white belt and yellow belt, you had two different types of kicks of the same kick, a rising snap and a thrust. Same thing here for your orange belt. You got a rising snap with the side kick and a thrust with the side kick. Okay, depending on the situation, you might want to use one versus the other, right? I wouldn't say that each one is like universal in every single situation. I really do think, me personally, you need to be very tactical and strategic on how you use these options, okay? So we're going to be facing in a side stance for right now. Let's do that a little bit. And then when you do the rising snap, for your kiyage, your Yokogiri Kiyage, your side kick with the rising snap, you actually want to go ahead and you can hold on my shoulder, lift your leg up. You want to use the edge right here, the blade of the foot. In Japanese, they call this as sokoto. So right here. So step one, go ahead and bring the leg up. So we got this nice chamber, and I already got my foot ready to go. So my foot isn't pointing down like Ryland's. I'm actually bringing my toes up, right? So my foot's kind of flat, and I got my foot twisted so it's edged. Two, notice how my hip wants to start to push open. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna open up my hip, do sideways, kick, out and up, 3 and 4. So if I'm facing at an angle, just relax, Ryland. I wanna come and scoop up. So imagine like you're kind of scooping underneath somebody's armpit. So right here, 1, 2, 3. Now watch my belt, okay? Right now my belt's flat, which means my hips are flat. So right here, 1. Now watch my belt, right here, 2. You see how my hips go sideways and how my belt goes sideways? This is a good indicator that you've opened up your hips. Not leaning backwards, because that's back, right? And you'll be able to tell the difference depending on the pressure that you can put into the ground with your base leg. So if I feel like I'm falling back and I can't put pressure into the ground, that means I'm leaning and I'm not opening up my hips. So right here, 1, 2, I can feel pressure into the ground. I'm pretty good in my balance. And as I do 2, I actually want to do step 2 and 3 together. So I can kind of scoop that up, right? And I always bring the leg back so that I can compress my body again and then land again for the opening, right? Some people say, oh, it's so that they don't catch your leg. Like, okay, yeah, but I don't need to bring my leg all the way back for them to miss my leg. It's more so of compressing and expanding once more. So what you can do with your partner, we hold each other's hands. We're gonna be arms width apart. And from here, all I'm gonna do is just use that blade of my foot and scoop and hip up, 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 up. Notice it's just the swinging of my hips that throws the kick. I'm not forcing the kick, it's just coming up. And he gets to do the same. Up, good, up, up, very good. Okay, so we're right here, both of us. And we're gonna do the full kick and 1, 2, 3. Let's face the side. Right here and 1, good. 2, 3, very good. So that's your rising snap, okay? So again, if I'm fighting Ryland, maybe he's charging me, and I notice his hand comes up. Right there, right in the rib, or even underneath the chin, okay? So it's more, for me, the rising snap is more of a defensive, but again, it just depends on the situation and how you want to use it, okay? The next one is your kikomi, Yokogiri Kikomi. This is the thrust. So kind of like how I refer to your Maegiri Kikomi, this is like you got the ramming log, and you're gonna storm through the castle gates, right? So on this one, instead of swinging up, you want to imagine crashing through, okay? And this one we use the bottom of the foot. I honestly prefer using the heel, but it could be used just as the sole of the foot, okay? So here's step 1, like normal, and then step 2, when I do my side pendulum action, I push from the ground, letting my kick crash forward, and then land forward. A good exercise is when I do this, right here, I almost want to hold the kick. Boom, hold the kick, and then land. Boom. Boom. So I can crash through, okay? Another good exercise that you can do is, again, your side stance. Okay, I'll hold on to his arm for balance. He can go ahead and place his kick right here, and then he's gonna push into me, but he's gonna push at his base leg, so he's gotta open up his hips. There you go. Now he's got a wider angle, and you can see the trajectory. There you go. Now push from your base leg, and let that connect to your kicking leg. If he tries to push with just his kicking leg, notice that he's pushing himself backwards, okay? So, when you're practicing this at home, Yoko Yuri Kikomi, 1. Good, notice I let it out for just a half second longer so I can make sure I'm pushing. 2, and to the side. 3, 4. Again, it's from this leg that I push and I throw the kick, right? Good job.